Hello. This week we're looking at a really honest prayer that Moses prayed when he was leading the people of Israel in the wilderness. Now, I have selected this Happy Land character to be Moses today only because he's the oldest of all the people. And I don't know if you are aware, but Moses started his ministry, he was at the burning bush, when he was 80 years old. I find that quite exciting and hopeful. So, you know Moses' background, you know that he was the baby in the bulrushes because his people, the Israelites, were in slavery in Egypt and the Egyptians were treating them really badly and lots of horrible things were happening. And Moses was called by God at the burning bush to go and take his people, God's people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. And we had the 10 plagues and Moses led the people out. And then I don't know if you remember the Red Sea where they were trapped by the sea and then the Egyptian army was coming up behind and Moses prayed and then the sea parted and all the Israelites moved through. So all seems good, except we find that the Israelites keep moaning and complaining. They moan and complain to Moses about no water. So Moses talks to God and God provides water. They moan and complain about no food. So Moses talks to God. Here's Moses. And God provides manna, which is kind of like a white crispy substance that appeared on the ground every morning that they could grind and use for making bread or other things. And that still wasn't enough. And we get to this point in the story and the people are moaning again. This time they want meat. We want meat. Quite ironic, he's holding a bird, I think it's a parrot, because they wanted to eat birds. And then they forget how awful it was in Egypt as slaves. They start to say things, we miss our fish that we had in Egypt, and even in Egypt our fish was free. Can you see it? It's really tiny. And actually, this is one of my favourite verses in the Bible because I think it's quite funny and I kind of like funny things. And to me, it's a little bit comedy because they start going, oh, and we miss our cucumbers in Egypt. I don't like cucumbers. And we miss our garlic. And we miss our melon. I don't like melon either. And I'm definitely not eating this one because the dog licked it while I was out of the room getting something. And we miss our leeks. We don't have a leek. And we miss our onions. Oh dear. I mean, that's just so weird to complain about those things and to forget what God had done. Anyway, unsurprisingly, this makes Moses so fed up that he has a really honest chat with God. I mean, it's more like a real download or a real rant. He has a really good old go and he says some quite honest things. He says, and I'm paraphrasing here, he says, why have you let this happen to me, God? Why have you put me in charge of all these moaning people? Why have you done this to me? What have I done wrong? I can't do it anymore. It's too hard. In fact, God, just finish me off now. That's how he felt. Do you know what? I find that really encouraging because let's be honest, we all feel like that sometimes, don't we? We all feel really fed up and sometimes we're angry. Sometimes it's good to be angry There are things to be angry about. And actually, God knows that. He knows how we feel. He made us, he knows us, he understands us. And he wants us to be honest with him, wants us to tell him stuff. Because he loves us, he wants to comfort us, and he wants to reassure us that he is with us. Right, I've just knocked some over here, so I'm going to pick them up. Now, if you read on to the end of the prayer, which is in Numbers 11, it's worth a look, just to look up verse 5, when they wail about the cucumbers and the garlic and the melons. And after Moses has had his good old, honest, miserable, sad, angry download, God says to him, right, this is what I'm going to do to help you. I'm actually going to get you to have a team of helpers who are going to help you lead the people and sort their problems out and listen to them. You're not going to be on your own. So we can be really encouraged that God listens and helps in whatever way that might look like. So can I encourage you, maybe when this clip has finished, to just have a really honest chat with God. Tell him what's on your heart, how you're feeling, what's making you feel cross or angry or upset. And then just wait for his love to reach your heart. See you soon. Bye-bye.